Social media sharks who specialize in spreading misinformation and character assassination online have becoming more daring and dangerous. Some purveyors of fake news and frivolous petitions are targeting the president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongbam Mensah. To what end? What can you tell us about this?
Well, it's not difficult to know where the attacks on this no-nonsense judge is coming from. There were people who did their best to ensure that she did not get the job in the first place, even though she was the most senior and most eminently qualified for the job. It took a while, but the president eventually had her confirmed for the job. Now, what are they talking about? What the content of the frivolous petitions are ridiculous, to say the least. The main grudge, and it is suspected that some of the people behind this petition are actually individuals using contractors, that this woman has not paid or is not paying contractors. They fail to mention the fact that the capital budget was reduced drastically. I think I have the figure here. The capital budget was reduced in 2020. The capital budget was 4,070 million. 2021, it was 4,469 million. But four new offices of the Court of Appeal were created, meaning that she had to
Make do with the existing budgets.
she had to, and you know, when you appoint new judges like that, you have to accommodate them. You have to provide vehicles for them.
And the courts where they will see.
Yes, accommodation. So now, the budget should have been commensurate with the fact that you are appointing more judges who have to be catered for. That is an issue that no one is talking about. They accused her of not allowing judges to go on international trips. But in 2021, because of COVID, NJC froze all international trips for training. So it's not her fault. It's not her fault. Yet it is part of what they said in that commission. Overhead cost for 2021 was reduced from 5 billion to 2.8 billion. So she's had to cope with shrinking resources, yet you expected that even if even if she wanted to use all our capital budget of 4 billion plus to pay all contractors, what the liability that she met was about 10 billion. So it would not even have been enough. Yet she paid 2.7 billion to contractors. But you are coming to accuse her of this, accuse her of that. What they wanted to see is like the bandwagon effect for what happened to the CJN.
Okay.
So they were thinking, okay,
should be pressurized
this is the second.
The two cases are not similar.
Yes, why shouldn't it happen here? They accused the woman of buying bulletproof SUV for herself, but it was the NJC that actually bought the vehicle. The NJC's tenders board treated the matter and bought the vehicle, and it is her entitlement. Especially when
of the office.
Yes, especially when the woman who used to occupy that seat left with all her vehicles. What did you expect her to do? To be walking barefooted? I mean, our people can be very ridiculous sometimes. And the most painful thing, this petition was published on the day she was burying her son. So she had earlier lost a son and then lost another. It means that they targeted, the plan was to weigh her down. They wanted to
Frustrated.
break her. People, if our people are strict, it is so easy for people to conclude that, oh, she's behaving like an emperor, and then hate her for no reason. This is what we are seeing.
Muji, can you shed more light to this?
No, I think some people are just mean and callous. No, like Jide said, this woman deserves a lot of pity. And now, some of us have contacts in the Supreme Court, in the Appeal Court, and even at the High Court. I've spoken to 4 justices of the Appeal Court today on this issue. And all the 4 of them were on the same page on this matter. They said this frivolous petition is coming from one character known as Badmus Adejo of the postgraduate school, Department of Computer Science, Kogi State University. What is your interest in Appeal Court? It's not even a lawyer, not even a lawyer, not even a judge. He said, these are faceless people. Say, the Appeal Court is being supervised by the NJC or the FJSC, the Federal Judicial Service Commission. Said, if they are bold enough, let them write to that agency, and that their budget is open. They get their budget from the NJC. He said, the NJC knows how much comes to the Appeal Court.
Of course.
So, but one of them told me that he has been in the Appeal Court for 8 years, and the law says that every 4 years is entitled to a brand new SUV. Said he's still using the same SUV for the past 8 years, that it should be on the 3rd one now. So, but he is not complaining because he's a member of the financial committee of the Appeal Court. So he knows the funds are not there. So say, what are we talking about here?
I think the government should.
So people are just being funny.
For cyberbullying, I think government should we should handle it with seriousness right now, because the level at which this thing is going, it might be the president of the Court of Appeal today, might be another person tomorrow. The level at which people will just concoct on something unsubstantiated.
Yes, just to damage
just
people.
to damage people.
Sometimes
and
even what you did not say, they will say you said.
They will credit it to
target
you.
They, know,
yeah, they will credit it to you.
On undesirable elements, just targeting good people. Because this woman has a very good track record. It was one of the things that helped her to eventually secure the position despite the delay. Now, you are trying to bring her down. You know, she's not paying. Is it practicable to pay contractors with all of the capital votes?
Oh, another thing, another reason, when I looked at the thing, one of the justices that spoke with me said, ZMJ, you know why they are doing this? This woman is just about 65. She has about 5 more years to go. And that there are about 3 of them who will retire, who will get to 70. So they feel that if they don't push her out, they won't be able to
too long.
Occupy that position.
Okay.
So that's it. So they think she's going to be like Onogen, who would. Onogen's case is quite different from her own. This woman is upright, and she has been discharging her duties professionally. So I think they should just let her be.
The other day, some people came late to work. She locked them out now. She locked them out.
Very professional. Discipline. Very diligent.
I have seen cases, Justice, this former Chief Judge of Kogi State, Umaru Eri, they accused her of stealing so much money, and then my boss, Ojudu, said, Jide, you are going to investigate this story. I trust you that it is the truth that you come up with. When I got to Abuja to investigate this story, I discovered that everything that they said about that man.
All lies.
Lies. You know where she offended them? She decided to build lecture theaters. Because the NJI is a training institution for judges.
I remember that story.
Instead of allowing them to be going to hotels and be spending so much money where some people will now connive with hotel staff and say, okay, this one meat pie, we actually bought it for 5,000 naira. The man decided to build lecture theaters, build places where people can sleep.
Accommodation.
So the people who are in charge, yes, the people who are in charge of arranging for
the training
the
and
trainees to be taken to, they lost the opportunity to make money.
Okay.
The feeding was inside their premises.
I have
that was how they now concocted stories.
In Ogun State. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. I greet you, Babajide, and the moderator and the third person.
Go ahead, you are wasting time.
Yes. Thank you very much. I greet you, Babajide, and Mojit, and the moderator. Okay. I think I want to say something on the remittance of funds. I think we have reached the stage, yes, whereby we have to be very serious as a country. We have a crisis on the area of debt, money, particularly NNPC. I could remember during the time of Obasanjo had a laptop with himself, even on the plane, on air. He always communicates with the NNPC. I don't know what's happening with this current one. What are we saying? Well, selling oil, and we are not having the money being remitted to the central bank at the account of the federation.
Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your contribution.
You know, the president has been told repeatedly that the welfare of judges should be taken care of.
Yeah.
This judge has been complaining bitterly about poor remuneration. In fact, she said that the annual basis salary of the CJN is, is 279,497 monthly, while other justices of the Supreme Court and the president of the Court of Appeal earn 206,425 naira monthly.
What kind of money is that?
And she's saying that their salaries have been static since 2007. You will now say judges are taking money, they are taking bribe. And when their salaries have been static since 2007.
Something thousand naira.
Yes, that is it.
See, and somebody is offering you $1 million, $2 million.
We are even talking of gender balance. This woman is the second president of the court, the second PCA, president of the Court of Appeal in the history of the Federation, and we want to push her out. After Bukashua, Justice Sanam Bukashua, she's just the second person. So what are we talking about here? It's very callous, and me, I don't believe in all those, but for this woman, I can go ahead and defend her to anywhere. That petition was not even signed, for crying out loud. Not signed
so
and not dated.
It's students that are now doing petition against judicial officers now.
Even if it's a lecturer, somebody from postgraduate school of a computer science department, Kogi State University,
one media houses.
And from media houses are pushing that. Not even from a lawyer, not from the bench.
Not from any of our colleagues.
Not even from any of our colleagues.
After all, even that's why it's different from that of the CGN. It was our own colleagues.
Our own colleagues, yes.
Who generated that
But this one,
memo.
All of them from the academic, not even from the law department or law school of a university. Computer science.
It's just like my son, who is also into computer, and he's just writing about what he does not know. You know?
I think this is
the musician will say, "Show why him."
This is so baseless. But like a friend of mine will describe it. Say one character, or like if you go to the police, they'll say they'll put one before your name, and you know you are a non-entity. The moment they put, instead of introducing you as Mr. Ayosuba, they will say one Ayosuba.
If there's any merits in that petition, the NGC will know how to handle it, and I'm sure there's no merit, because anything that has to do with
So this one I would
that
say is
deals with judges
a
and
petition by
everything.
one Badmus Adejo.
Okay.
Yeah, that one qualifies.
Even that name, maybe it's even fake. Who knows?
Yeah.
It might be fake.
I said the petition that I saw is unsigned and undated.
Badmus. The combination of those names,
Very suspect.
the suspect.
And I don't think
But
we should give it.
the woman should just get along with her. She's a strong woman.
Yeah.
You have lost 2 of your sons to untimely death. And she's
and
still,
they are doing this to her.
it's still, and they, but,
Very,
I mean,
very
it's a
callous,
very callous
shameless, and devilish set of human beings.
Thank you,
out
Muji
of
Jami.
selfishness.